You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Subscribe to our channel for new story. Story title, The Little Red Hen. Once upon a time, on a sunny, bustling farm, there lived an array of delightful animals. There were fluffy chicks, a proud horse named Charlie, a gentle cow named Daisy, a playful pig named Penelope, and a diligent little red hen named Ruby. This farm was a paradise, with its residents spending their days basking in the warm sun and indulging in the delicious bounty it offered. They were all good friends, but none could match Ruby's dedication to hard work. One bright morning, as Ruby strolled through the farm, she noticed that the wheat in the field had grown tall and golden, swaying gently in the breeze. It was ready to be harvested. Ruby's heart swelled with excitement at the thought of baking fresh, warm bread. However, there was a problem. Ruby's wings weren't strong enough to harvest the wheat all by herself. Determined, she decided to ask her friends for help. First, Ruby approached Charlie, the horse. "Charlie, would you like to help me gather the most perfect wheat you've ever seen?" she asked hopefully. But Charlie, who was an ambitious horse, shook his head. "I'm sorry, Ruby. I'm training for the Triple Crown and need to focus on my exercises." Next, Ruby turned to Daisy, the cow. "Daisy, would you like to help me harvest the most perfect wheat we've ever had on this farm?" she inquired. Daisy sighed, looking regretful. "Oh, Ruby, I wish I could, but I've just started a new job at the cheese factory, and I'm swamped with work." Feeling a bit disheartened, Ruby approached Penelope, the pig. "Penelope, would you like to help me gather the most beautiful wheat you've ever seen?" she asked. Penelope, enjoying her mud bath, lazily replied, "Sorry, Ruby, but I'm having too much fun here. Maybe another time." Dejected, Ruby walked away. When she wasn't looking, Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope celebrated their freedom from work by the pond, skipping rocks and catching frogs. "Anything is better than harvesting wheat," laughed Penelope. Desperate for help, Ruby turned to her little chicks. "Will you help me harvest the wheat, my dear chicks?" she asked. The chicks, eager to help their mother, chirped in unison, "Of course, Mama, we'll help you." With the chicks' assistance, Ruby was able to harvest all the wheat. They worked tirelessly, and by the end of the day, they had gathered every last stalk. Ruby felt a deep sense of gratitude and pride in her chicks. Once the wheat was harvested, Ruby returned to her cozy kitchen, ready to bake the best bread the farm had ever seen. With her chicks' help, she mixed the ingredients together, creating a perfect dough. However, when it came time to knead the dough, Ruby's wings weren't strong enough to do it alone, so she decided to ask her friends for help once more. Ruby approached Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope again, but to her dismay, they all refused. "Not now, Ruby," said Charlie, still focused on his training. "I'm too busy with my cheese orders," added Daisy. "And I'm far too comfortable here," said Penelope, splashing in her mud bath. Ruby felt a pang of sadness at their refusals, but she knew her chicks would come through for her again. Together, they kneaded the dough until it was ready to bake. The aroma of freshly baked bread soon filled the air, attracting the attention of Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope. They trotted over to Ruby's kitchen, their mouths watering at the sight of the golden loaves. "Oh, hey there, Ruby. What do you have in those beautiful hands of yours? Is that fresh whole wheat bread?" asked Penelope eagerly. "Why, yes, it's the most delicious bread this farm has ever seen," said Ruby, beaming with pride. "Yum," said Daisy. Can we have some?" Yeah, agreed Charlie. "I've had an exhausting day of training, and a piece of bread would sure be great. Carbs are good for athletes, you know." Ruby felt conflicted. Only her chicks had helped her make the bread, so she didn't think that Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope deserved any. She turned to her chicks for advice. "I don't think it's very fair that they get to enjoy something delicious like this when they didn't help me at all," she said. The chicks nodded in agreement. "We worked hard, Mama. It wouldn't be fair." Taking a deep breath, Ruby addressed her friends. "I'm sorry, my dear friends. You are my rootin' tootin' gang of buddies, but I will not be sharing my bread with y'all today. I asked for your help twice, and both times you said no." Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope hung their heads in shame. They tried to apologize, but Ruby stood firm in her decision. The next day, something extraordinary happened. Charlie, Daisy, and Penelope approached Ruby with contrite expressions and a surprise. "We're sorry, Ruby," said Daisy, holding a pie in her hooves. We were being greedy by asking you to share your bread when we didn't help. Penelope stepped forward. To show how sorry we are, we made a blueberry pie just for you. Ruby was amazed and deeply touched. Thank you so much. This means a lot to me. Charlie nodded. We promise from now on, whenever you need help, we'll be there. Ruby smiled warmly. Because of my chicks' help with harvesting, mixing, and kneading the dough, there's enough bread left over to share with everyone. As they all sat down to enjoy the bread and pie, Ruby turned to her friends. I hope this has taught you a little something about pitching in and helping somebody in need, because you never know what an amazing reward you will receive when you help out. Not just bread, but friendship. And with this kind of friendship, we can all live happily ever after. And so, the animals of the farm learned the value of helping each other, and their bonds of friendship grew stronger than ever. From that day forward, they worked together, supported each other, and shared in the rewards, living happily ever after on their sunny, bustling farm. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.